All right, foodies, it's wintertime and y'all know what that means. It's soup season. And man, do we got a good one for you today. Now the ingredients are on the screen and they're going to be in the description below. And before we dive in, y'all know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, drop a comment, let us know what you think about this recipe. Now we've gotten all that out the way. I'm done talking. Let's go learn you how to make this cracked chicken soup. Now we're going to start by washing our green veggies, our spinach, and our parsley. We're going to keep it real simple with baking soda and water. That's it. And you're just going to give them a good rinse. And then we're just going to let them sit there and soak for about a good 10 minutes. And while that's soaking, let's move on to the next step, which is cutting our onions. For this, we just use half of an onion, but if you want to use more onion, it's totally up to you. And what we're going to do is just dice it. After you're done dicing them, you're just going to add them to your skillet, which has about a tablespoon of butter. And you're just going to saute them until they get golden brown, which should take about 2 to 3 minutes. So while the onions over there doing their thing, let's go ahead and chop up our garlic. Now y'all have to be easy with me in the comments because I'm not the best at chopping garlic. I got it done though. That's what matters. I got it done. We're going to chop the garlic down to nice little pieces, nice little diced pieces. Now that we got them diced, let's go add them to our onions. Now you see the onions are caramelizing. Let's go ahead and add this garlic to it. And as you guys know, the reason why we do the onions first is because the garlic will burn fast. The garlic cooks so fast. So you just want to go ahead and do the onions first. Now we've come to our cleaning the chicken. And I've seen so many people use so many different things to clean the chicken. Personally, we use apple cider vinegar or we use lemon juice. In this case, we use lemon juice because that's what we had at the moment, but I've seen people use so many different things. Just as long as you clean your chicken, that's what's most important. Now this recipe calls for 5 cups of water, which is like 40 ounces, but we doubled it, so we use close to 80 ounces of water in here. But depending on who all you're making it for, how many people you're serving, you can always do less than that. All right, so now we're going to add our onions and our seasoning and our garlic. And by the way, we have the stove on high heat, so we're just going to go ahead and add in our garlic and onion mix. And on a side note, I just love the smell of sauteed onions. And then after that, we're going to add in our chicken broth. We use like a cup and a half, probably about a cup and a third. And now for these seasonings, this is all up to you. You season to your liking. We use the bouillon seasoning instead of the squares. And then we added in a little bit of paprika. Then after the paprika, we hit it with some garlic powder. After the garlic powder, we come on back around with some onion powder. And after the onion powder, we come around with some of that fajita seasoning, the kind in the little pack that you buy at the store. And then some of the adobo seasoning. And now this is the one that doesn't have the pepper in it. And last but certainly not least, we come in with cayenne just to give it a little bit of heat. And after that, we're going to drop our chicken in, and we're going to drop them in one by one slowly. That way we're not splashing up the water everywhere. And for this next part, I'm just going to be quiet for a second because I love to hear the sound of sizzling bacon. Man, look, I have no words. I love the sound of bacon sizzling. Just love it. Now, as far as cooking bacon, I don't have too much to say because I think a lot of us have cooked bacon, so you just fry it until it's crispy, because you want that crispy bacon. It'll probably look a little something like this. Now when it gets like this, you know that it's done, so we're just going to remove it from our skillet. Now our chicken has been boiling for about 30 minutes. Let's go check on it. Oh yeah, the chicken's ready. So now we're going to remove it and place it in another bowl so we can let it cool down to shred it. Now we're just removing our chicken. We're gonna let it sit and cool for a little bit so it's not too hot when we start shredding. Now in the meantime, while the chicken's cooling down, let's go ahead and go shred our cheese. Now we use the block cheese because it doesn't have all that extra flour and all the extra stuff that the bag cheese has. This is just a pound of cheese, simply because we love cheese, so we put a lot of cheese in this soup. All right, now that we shredded our cheese, let's keep on shredding. Let's go over here and shred our chicken. Now, as far as shredding the chicken goes, we know it just needs to be chunks. It doesn't need to be anything small, like diced up chicken, real small pieces. Just chicken chunks is good. And after we shredded our chicken, we're gonna add it back to our water. And guys, I forgot to mention this earlier. When you're seasoning, take it light, because you can put more in if it's not enough. You're just seasoning it to your liking. So I just thought I'd mention that because I forgot to mention it earlier. All right, now that we've added our chicken back to the water, let's go and cut up the cream cheese. Now bear with me with this one, guys, because if you ever cut up cream cheese, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not super hard, but cream cheese, it gets sticky, so it's sticking all to the knife and stuff. So I was trying my best to chop this sucker up, but you just want to chop it up into like cubes so it'll be easier to melt when it's in the soup. All right, now we got the cream cheese chopped up into chunks. We're gonna add that to the water. And then after you add that to the water, we're just gonna give it a little stir. We're just gonna stir it around so it can start the process of melting the cream cheese into the soup. Then after that, it's time to add our heavy cream. Now we're gonna use 2 cups of heavy cream, add it on in there. And we all know that heavy cream gives it that creamy flavor, that creamy texture, if you will. And after we add our 2 cups of heavy cream, we're gonna give it another stir, just a quick little stir. And then after that, we're gonna hit it with our cheese that we shredded. And like I said, we used a pound of cheese, but it's all up to you how much cheese you want to do. We just love cheese, so we use a lot of cheese. And of course, after that, you stir it around again. Then once we give that a little stir, we're gonna add in our whole pack of that ranch packet, that ranch seasoning. And add that whole pack and stir that around too. Give that a little stir. And after we add that ranch packet, it's time to go cut up our parsley. Remember the parsley and the spinach at the beginning? All right, so now we're just gonna chop up our parsley. It's all up to you how you want to chop it, but I just kind of tried to dice it up a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and add that to our soup, just a little bit at a time. And then we're going to add our spinach. Again, just a little at a time while we're stirring that as well. And as you can see, it's all starting to come together. And now finally, we're gonna add our bacon to it. Remember the bacon? So we've already crumbled it up. So you're just gonna do little bacon crumbles, just stirring it while you're adding your bacon to it. Now, after you add your bacon, you're just gonna reduce your heat down to low and just let it simmer so we can make sure that the cream cheese and all the other cheese and all the other flavors are all combined. So I'd say just turn it on low and let it simmer for about another 10 minutes. There it is, guys, cracked chicken soup. For those of you trying to eat low carb, this soup is perfect. So I recommend you go ahead and make this cracked chicken soup. So that'll do it for this one, guys. We appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys, all you guys that have supported us by subscribing. Even if you haven't subscribed, we just appreciate you guys watching this video. We know there are millions upon millions of videos. So we just appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to just watch this video or any of our other videos. So like I said, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it, and we'll see y'all on the next one. And hopefully we've learned you something. Good day.